The Rock Channel podcast is produced every week for your enjoyment, with extra episodes being recorded, available upon subscription on our website found at www.therockchannel.net. Tune in often and feel free to add the podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. You can also follow us on Twitter at rockchannel_net or like us on Facebook. All links are in the show notes. Now let's get into the show.
Alright, just like we kick off every show with our lead topic, we're going to kick this shit off right now with this week's discussion, which is about women in rock music. And why it is frowned upon by so many people. We are going to take from a couple of key articles that we believe to be interesting nonetheless.
Hell yeah. Women in rock music, it's a big stigma, I believe. A lot of people are frowning upon it, and I don't believe that is right at all because, you know, just like the women movement in the early part of the century or middle part or whatnot, it's just women can do anything that men can do. And sorry to sound so feminist, but it's true.
Are you going SJW on me?
You're damn right. Okay. Anyway, we pulled from a couple articles here. This one is from, well, basically it's called Why Women in Rock Issues Are an Insult. It's by Trish Bendix. She wrote this on January 19, 2009. One reason I don't read print music magazines anymore is their lack of coverage of female musicians. All year round, they focus on boys in bands or male MCs with male producers putting together their beats. Once in a while, they'll throw in some photos or an interview with someone like Courtney Love or another spectacle they deem interesting enough. Basically, this woman says she dreads seeing those three words together, women in rock. It insinuates that somehow females creating music is a subgenre, that they can't possibly compete with the rock music as a whole, which is apparently something completely male. Also, these are very often the only times women are even allowed on the cover. Rock itself is misconstrued as it used to mean music in a general sense when it is really not inclusive at all. Rolling Stone is the number one offender in the WIR cliche, women in rock. Not only do they put out these issues regularly, but they've also published books and released albums with the title.
Well,
so, what do you think about just...
On this one, I don't see why you wouldn't view it as a positive thing. I mean, you're complaining that there are not enough women in rock, but then when a publication says, okay, here are the women in rock, you're like, oh, but this is sexist and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, just take the publicity. What the hell does it matter?
Well, I mean, I understand from their viewpoint, too. Maybe they're getting pissed off because there shouldn't be that topic in general.
See, yeah, I understand, but...
Like they're being made a spectacle of.
Yes. Now, the problem could be in two parts. It could be that there are a lot of female musicians out there and then no one listens to them. Or it could be that fewer women go into rock just because fewer women by nature are attracted to rock.
Yeah.
Because if you look into dance music, in pop, I don't see that big of an issue with female vocalists, even guitarists, even synth players or whatever. So it might just be that women in general are less attracted to the genre because it's too maybe violent if you're talking about metal and you know. So now I don't know. I'm quite I'm quite tired of all the last few years where everything is sexist, everything is homophobic, everything is Islamophobic, everything is everything. So I'm quite cautious in approaching these things. Now, my personal opinion is everyone should have equal opportunity, and then it's just a free marketplace.
Yeah.
If people, like if I, for example, say I hate male vocalists, it should be completely under my prerogative not to listen to any freaking bands with male vocalists.
Yeah.
If someone else says I don't like female vocalists, I'm not gonna force him to listen to female vocalists. So it's for me, it's an interesting subject, but I think the only where to look is at the equal opportunity thing. So do you have women that want to go into music and then pretty much all the promoter says, no, I don't want to ever talk to you, or the magazines don't publish their things, or the labels refuse their demos, or, I mean, is that sort of a problem? Or is it that simply they don't get enough demos by female vocalists just because there aren't that many?
Well, I think that there's two aspects to it. I think there's a talent aspect. I think back, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, when you only had a few women rockers like Janis Joplin, Blondie, stuff like that. Back then, it was only them, and it was that stigma of there wasn't that many women rockers who like rock music in general. But now the scene is so oversaturated with female vocalists because it's the cool thing to do. It's the cool thing to front a band that is generally all males. And so you get a lot of female vocalists with no talent. And that's why people are saying...
Yeah, or it becomes a little formulaic. I mean, to me, I see a lot of the female vocalist-led bands that tend to have a certain sound.
Yes.
Like you can say, okay, Evanescence, and then I can name you 20 bands out there that sound exactly like Evanescence.
Yes.
That are trying to emulate the exact same sound, whatever. Then you have the extreme metal genre,
OTEP.
like OTEP, like Arch Enemy, like, that again... They all tend to sound in a certain way, the ones that are female vocals led. So the problem is twofold, is that the bands themselves sort of create themselves in a subgenre.
Yeah.
If you, just like New Rock is a subgenre of rock, right?
Yes.
And it's because you got 50 bands that all made that type of music. And then it's not the fault of the people who label that genre. It's the fault of the bands that all play the same. This is where I think my
I believe there is talent in there. I believe.
Oh no, definitely.
I believe there's a few that break through. Just like I said, the scene got oversaturated with so many female vocalists that any Tom, Dick, or Jane in the world. I know you like that. In the world, we're trying to front a rock band.
I know.
Then hold on. But then you had a lot of them that didn't have any talent. No offense to them, and that's why a lot of people said, "Oh, women shouldn't be in rock music, this and that," because they got a glimpse of the untalented ones. When you have the breakthrough ones like Amy Lee from Evanescence or Letters from the Fire, we just saw Aftershock.
Yeah.
She was great. Hailstorm.
Definitely, I think the guys who just say women shouldn't be in rock are retards.
Yeah. Well, they're at home jerking off on porn on the computer.
Yeah, but look, I'm talking about reasonable people.
Yeah.
I won't lie. Most of the bands that I like are male led.
Yeah.
Are male vocalists. But I do have in front the list we're gonna go through. We're gonna have a few of the vocalists that I respect immensely,
and me as well.
But I think two of them are some of my favorite vocalists, and they're female.
Yeah.
So. Again, it goes back to don't create yourself a subgenre yourself because you're saying, okay, we're only going to play this type of music. And two, look, again, I'm coming to the thing. Is it that are there millions of women out there who want to front rock bands?
Because it's a cool thing to do.
Yeah. And that shows now because there are a lot more. I mean, this argument of they're not enough starts to make less and less sense because so many are popping out.
Either it's becoming untaboo to do so, or it's becoming the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Which is it? Talent over untabooness.
Yeah, I think right now it becomes a fad. It's pretty much like New Rock was.
Yeah.
Now is the fad of the female-led bands. With again, I have nothing against it. It's just I need to like it. I can't look. If I don't like a band, I can't pretend that I like it just because of a higher goal like, oh, we should remove sexism, therefore I like this band.
Okay, so what you're saying is just like male vocalist, you hear a male vocalist in the new rock scene and it sounds like every other new rock band.
And I just
same
shut
thing
it
with
off.
women.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
It's equal opportunity
it
to
comes
stay.
down to you to talent.
Exactly.
If it's talented, it's talented. If it's not,
it should be like everything else in society. It should be a meritocracy. And it should be, look, it's a free marketplace of ideas. It's a free marketplace of products. It's a free marketplace, I'm not going to force you to listen to some dude. You're not going to force me to listen to some chick. You're not going to force me to buy a certain product. The same way I'm buying a product, like I'm buying a new phone. Should I get the iPhone? Should I get the Samsung Galaxy S? Should I get the whatever?
iPhone.
Whatever. Anyway, so I will choose based on the specs, based on the looks, based on the brand recognition or whatever my criteria are. I'm just saying the same types of criteria as you have with music. You start with style. Is it style? Then you look at musician skill. You look at diversity of. I'm not talking about diversity here of race or gender. I'm talking diversity musically. Mm-hmm. And you put them all together, and then you decide. Okay, this band promises a lot. I like it. It's awesome. It's one of my favorites. Or they're so-so. Or oh crap, they're horrible. I'll never listen to them again or whatsoever.
Well, then you have these other douchebags, we would say, that are also saying, well, women are just using their tits. They're just using their sex appeal, this and that, to make it in the music industry. Okay, sex sells. Get the fuck over it.
No, yeah.
Sex sells. Me, being a vocalist, I'm going to wear tight leather pants. I'm going to wear guy liner. And sex fucking sells. It really does. Because if I didn't wear those things, we wouldn't we would lose a couple fans.
See, that's why our band is not making it. Because I'm not wearing tight leather pants.
But no, my point is, those people that say that, they can go jump off a bridge. Because sex fucking sells. It always has.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to hold... But that's
the same thing as it's putting on a show.
This is not only about sex, as we discussed, I think in another episode. There's a lot of people who are just against rock shows. They're like, people should just play their music and go home.
Yeah.
No,
where's the show?
No fireworks. No jumping off the stage.
You
nothing.
sit in front of a microphone, or you sit in front of a piano and play the whole show. I'm leaving. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, there should be no issue with. Getting the show in a certain way, dressing up in a certain way. I mean, this is all the show. That's why you're there. It's as much theater as it is music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're going. That's why you're going to a show. Otherwise, you can stay home and listen to an album. You're going there not to just get the sound, but you also want to get the visuals.
Yeah, I mean, everything about a concert is a show, and I think women bring that to the table, sometimes better than men, because, like I said, sex does sell, and if they want to dress in a really tight halter top, then do so. You know what? If it's going to bring some more fans in there to listen to their music, I would do the same exact fucking thing. So, on to I'm going to read one more topic and one more article about this, and then we'll move on. But this next article is actually really interesting. So, and on this one, we have metal's problem with women is not going away anytime soon. So, basically what this one's saying is the realm of heavy metal has been virtually an all-boys club since, well, forever. From its glorious arrival with the doom Latin archetype of Black Sabbath, fans have flocked in droves to hear musical elements that have made metal both loved and hated. Intricate guitar riffs, double bass drum blast beats, and lyrical motifs of rebellion, death, and destruction, and occasionally violent sexual themes against women. What do you have to say about that first statement there? I mean, I saw you.
I don't know. I mean, it's
snickering over there.
I know the guitar riffs, the bass, double bass, bass beats, and whatever. I'm not exactly sure the violent sexual themes against women.
Well, I mean, like okay, In This Moment. Have you heard of In This Moment?
The
band In This Moment.
Oh, the band. Okay.
In This Moment, the lead singer is Mariah, I believe her name is, and
Mariah Carey.
But basically, her shows are very intricate live, and it is a very sexual-oriented dark show.
Yeah, but where's the violent sexual themes against women?
Oh, against women? I mean,
this is what it's saying. Violent sexual themes against women. Now, if a woman plays BDSM on the stage, that's willing. It's not against her.
But then if a man has stripper sex slaves on stage, it's okay?
Yeah, but how is that violent?
A lot of people would claim it as violent. I mean, especially in the Midwest. I mean, come on.
You're so... I mean, that's why Europe is much more sexually
okay
free.
And open.
Yeah. You guys think everything is freaking violent and against people. And,
I don't.
Okay.
No, the general population does.
All right. Continue with your...
while aggression against women may have been overlooked or written off as a gimmick in the 1970s and 80s, in 2015, metal's derogatory lyrical content is only one of the problems that needed to be addressed. Many bands either openly encourage violence against women or fail to support legitimate female fandom. But it certainly doesn't end there. Female metal bands are rarely booked on national tours and practically ignored by the media. And worse, the ones who make it that far get ridiculed or sexualized. Okay, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't. Hailstorm, they're on tour constantly with huge-ass bands.
Yeah.
And this Moment is on tour with huge-ass bands. Butcher Babies on tour. I actually play with Butcher Babies. They're on tour with huge-ass band. Like, okay, given that's only 3, there isn't that many.
That doesn't mean
nationally signed, and that's probably because talent.
It goes back to what I initially said, but I mean, to some extent, okay, let's say I'll give it a little bit with failing to support female fandom. A lot of bands, for example, don't have girly t-shirts. They will have like the boys type t-shirt, but they don't have the girly one, which is something
we're gonna get panties for Tired Son.
Exactly, we have to rectify any of those things, So I mean, but again, this is a very slight point to agree with this article. In its entirety, I'm still disagreeing with it.
Okay. The fact is, metal is long overdue for an overhaul. Its lyrical themes of anti-establishment struggles and pervasive gloom may prevail, and certainly the musical style is non-negotiable, but its exclusion of women and rampant sexual aggression needs a serious reckoning.
Sexual aggression? Again, we're coming back to, I mean, what are women raped on stage or something? And
sexual aggression.
I'm not aware of this stuff in rock.
Sexual aggression towards women in rock, sexual aggression. No, there's sexual awesomeness.
I mean, this is what I'm talking. Sexual aggression, at least in my understanding, means,
from what I know, is most fans think the girls are hot. Like
that's what I mean. But what I mean about what I think aggression says, at least in my eyes, it's rape, sexual assault, even plain assault, like beating them up or whatever. I don't. Is that happening?
Not that I know of. I mean. All right, let's see if it has anything else to enlighten us. Go ahead, boys. Dig your Slayer vans in the sand. I like that statement. But if metal doesn't change to reflect its more diverse audience, it could vanquish itself into irrelevancy.
No.
Do you really think excluding women will further metal as a sustainable art? I don't think anybody's excluding women.
Yes.
No, it says. Keep excluding women and it will be a dead genre in 50 years. Or an outdated, embarrassingly nostalgic subclass of musical racism and sexism. Rock will never die!
How did they bring racism in this?
I don't know.
I mean, this is just right out of the blue. It's like, what the hell?
All right, we better stop dogging this or this person's going to sue us. All right.
But seriously.
I'm actually intrigued now to see what the rest of you have to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Even metal fandom is exclusive. Women who are metal fans come under the constant scrutiny of male metal fans and have their motives questioned.
What?
They're either assumed to be a poser or a girlfriend.
Okay, maybe the girlfriend
I understand
maybe,
that.
Yeah.
No more than a fan by association. Often they must prove their fandom to suspicious men who require authenticity. Ridiculous. As in, like, do you know the name of every song from that album? Oh, fuck off. If they like the music, they like the music.
And I mean, but no, this actually pisses me off. And this is was something done to me as well, and I'm not a female. You know, a lot of fans would be like, "Oh, do you really like Slayer? Can you tell me all the lyrics from that album?" It's like, dude, chillax, man. Yeah, it's like maybe I can like the band.
Maybe I only like 4 songs from that album. You know,
but I can like them. I can go to a show. I can go to a show without not knowing anything about that band.
Like
who cares?
You're a Gemini Syndrome fan, but you couldn't tell me the names of the songs or the albums and stuff. But it's just a general love for the music.
Yeah, exactly. And with half of the bands that I adore, I don't even know the name of the band members.
Yeah.
I mean, am I supposed to be a freaking walking encyclopedia now? I mean, this is retarded. And this, may be done a little more to women, although, again, as far as I know...
Who's taking these statistics?
I know, exactly. But usually the guys that go to a show just say, hey, that chick is hot. They don't go to her like, oh, really? Are you a really
Which once
metal
again
fan or whatever?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I mean, usually from what I've seen, they're accepted fairly easily.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of goodwill towards them. I've never seen this sort of like adversarial, aggressive part. I mean, this just sounds really
all right, we're almost through with this one. Let's see what else this guy has to say. Metal is fast, aggressive, and angry, but that doesn't mean it can't appeal to women. In fact, it appeals to many people because, believe it or not, these characteristics have been scientifically proven to be a psychological benefit.
Okay, finally, something I agree with.
Okay. Women have every right to be at metal shows, whether on the stage or in the pit, and none of them have to prove themselves to anyone, ever.
Are there people in front of shows not letting women walk in?
I don't think so. I actually think what I've seen in the past couple of years is bands on stage stop whole concerts because that guy hit that woman.
Yeah,
or that woman's not being let up front. And they stop the whole concert and kick that motherfucker out who was doing something wrong to a female. I think
Which again, I agree with that.
I agree.
If you see something like that happen, you should stop the show and kick that guy out.
I will, but I will also do it if I see a woman hitting a guy in the face.
That again, equal opportunity.
Exactly. All right. For many years, metal's message to women has been one of assignment. You can be a groupie, but not a fan or a serious musician. It has failed to support women in any capacity besides as lives props, objects, not subjects. It's also guilty of encouraging a Hooters-like bikini model, stripper girl atmosphere in general. That's because the women do that.
I totally disagree with this. I mean, this is, look, guys are not at fault of how women choose to dress.
No, exactly. I agree with that right there, that they are encouraging a Hooters-like bikini model, stripper girl atmosphere because 9 out of 10 women on stage that are on stage, they use that to their advantage as in sex sells, which is cool, but don't turn it around on us.
But then look, I mean, why are they talking about rock here? Have they gone to like techno clubs or whatever? How do women dress there? In like what, burqas? I don't understand. I mean,
I don't know how if we're gonna get women fans out of this, or if they're not gonna like us, because half of it we've been against them, half of it we've been for.
No, I'm not. Look. At no point have I been against them.
No, I've been 100% for women on this.
If you're an artist, we said there should be equal opportunity. That means no one should turn down a band just because it's female-led. No one should not publish an article just because it's about a female-led band or whatever. Yeah. I mean, but, and then the rest, I said, okay, then now you have the equal opportunity. Now you're in the marketplace, like any product, any service. And people will choose or will not choose you. That's out of anyone's hands. Yeah. You can't enforce listening habits to people. Yeah. In a free society. Look, if I don't like, I don't know what to say, Britney Spears. Okay. Just to show my age. Okay. I'm not gonna listen to her. But then I don't like Justin Bieber either. I'm not gonna listen to him. You're not gonna come and say, "Oh, this is outrageous towards the Bieber," because you have to listen to him, because then you're against, dorky young white men. Yeah, I mean that's stupid. So I'm just saying, equal opportunity. And then the thing about the way they dress, yes, but this is the choice of the female artist.
Just like it's the choice of the male to dress how they want.
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, look,
I've seen
typo
men look
negative.
way more like women.
The guy was huge, had huge muscles and everything. He was playing shirtless. He had tight pants on, tight leather pants on. What are you supposed to do? Say no, you have to come in a suit.
Well, also
business suit.
You go back to glam rock where they're dressing like women and stuff. Twisted Sister. I mean, look at all this.
Yeah,
that's out the window. That's ridiculous.
This is too much policing. It's
okay. This right here I actually want to read. Female musicians need not apply. But it's not just fandom where groups are marginalized and subjugated. Female metal musicians face a tougher climb to the spotlight than male musicians. I kind of agree a little bit. Worse, women rarely headline a heavy metal tour. This past spring's Hailstorm/Pretty Reckless tour being the exception that proves the rule. But this year's Rockstar Mayhem Festival hosted 13 bands with 2 female band members between them. Reba Myers of Code Orange and Liv Jagrell of Sister Sin. Both appeared on the Victory Records side stage. No female musicians were on the main stage. The band's Warped Tour did considerably better, but women were still tokens. Much has already been said about their absence in summer's largest touring package.
Again, I'm coming back to this. If you tell me a female-led band, I can tell you 50 male-led bands. And again, we must find out where the problem is. Is it that there's a million women that want to go into rock and
if they're not making it, they're obviously not talented. It is harder than people think for male or female people to make it into the rock industry.
I mean, exactly. For any band that made it, there's 1,000 bands that wallow in misery. So, and that's men as well. It's just
denied, rejected. You suck. All right. Perhaps the closest female-fronted act came to headlining a metal package was Hailstorm at Rocklahoma. I like Hailstorm a lot. And she does not really use sex sells. She's beautiful, but she doesn't use sex sells for it. That festival, held this past May east of Tulsa, amazingly hosted at least 5 bands with female members out of more than 100. Did I mention it's 2015? While promoters certainly...
What does the year have to do with anything?
It doesn't. Well, maybe
it's the current year.
Maybe they're saying it's gotten better. Maybe.
Okay.
While promoters certainly fail women, most media coverage of female metal musicians merely treats them as novelties, as it persists in seeing them as unconventional or worse in purely sexual terms. Women are still not equal. Instead, they are either called out for perceived slutty clothing or not covered at all due to being allegedly not sexy enough. Okay.
Not sexy enough.
Okay.
Who is saying this?
They're called out for perceived slutty clothing. Don't wear slutty clothing. If they're called out for not being sexy enough, tell them to go fuck themselves. Like, no.
But still, I mean, number one, I haven't seen anyone yet complain about women being too slutty.
Maybe a woman.
But I'm saying in like rockers. Because women also don't mind that, because they dress like that when they go to shows.
Well, it's just like a woman coming to a show saying, "Oh, he's sexy," the lead singer or the guitarist or the drummer. It's the same thing. Are we subjugated?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna get pissed off at that.
You're objectified.
No,
being objectified, Tyson. Come on,
I don't like
man.
that woman said that I have skinny jeans on and it's really sexy.
Come on,
to her.
man.
Gosh, damn it.
Next time that happens, you kick her out of the show.
Yeah. Hell no, you will not think I'm sexy.
And then they're not sexy enough. I mean, come on. Look.
That's too much. That's
again, going. I mean, was
bullshit.
Was I don't even remember that much. Was Janis Joplin that sexy?
No, she was not.
No. And there's a whole bunch of other ones that I'm looking at. This one of my favorite vocalists, in fact, Anneke van Ginsbergen. Well, I can't even pronounce her name from
Giersbergen
from The Gathering. She used to be severely overweight.
Yeah.
And I loved her vocals. I would have never gone to a show and said, "Oh my God, you need to lose 50 pounds before you even come on the stage."
Oh my God, you're fat. I don't want to watch you anymore.
I mean, this is just like, anyway.
No, this bullshit. Women are beautiful in all aspects, whether it be music, whether it be painting, whether it be construction worker, whether it be anything. Women are beautiful just as much as men. No homo. But... it just shouldn't be this stigma, and stigmas with women in rock music is fucking not okay.
Not okay.
Not okay. All right. Let's see. Moving on. we're actually going to list the top 10 that me and Victor think women in rock music. And, there's many, many more out there. We just didn't see them or didn't think about them, but there's many women out there. So this is the top 10. And it's in no particular order. So, Victor, what's number 1?
Well, you have Annie Lennox from Eurythmics. I
really want to sing that song, but I don't want to get flagged.
I quite like her. So, she's one of my favorites.
You said he. You're subjugating women.
Freudian splits. Oh my god. One after the other.
Remove dick from mouth, Victor.
Okay, you just go to the
next one. Number 2, Amy Lee from Evanescence. She was very, very influential in bringing women to the modern rock scene, because before Evanescence it was Annie Lennox of Eurythmics and we're gonna name some more off, but
yes.
you know what I'm saying. Before Amy Lee from Evanescence, there was Alanis Morissette.
Yeah,
there wasn't a modern rocker.
Anyway, she kind of opened the door more to females in metal.
Yes.
More than just rock.
Metal, hard rock, this and that.
Because in pop rock and rock, we were a lot before as well.
Yeah.
But she opened the door more towards the metal.
Yep.
Side.
All right. Number 3.
Okay, so Paramore is led by Hayley Williams.
Yes.
Another great one.
She's actually done. She actually did some guest vocals with. No, it's a hip hop group. They did
hip hop.
I want to sing the song, but once again,
don't.
No, you guys would know what it is. She did a guest appearance with a couple of hip hop artists. Hayley Williams of Paramore. It's a great band. I really like a lot of her songs. So, all right, number 4, Shirley Manson of Garbage. Garbage. But I liked her. 90s. Awesome.
Yeah,
elegant music.
Really, really nice. I like the band Garbage as well.
Yeah, great.
All right, now we have Dolores O'Riordan.
O'Riordan. Either Oridan.
From the Cranberries.
Yes.
Another huge band.
Zombie.
Yes,
Didn't sing it, but it's zombie.
I just quit it.
I know, I want to sing.
Next one.
All right. This one I actually got the chance to see her in Phoenix at a metal show, believe it or not. Meg Myers.
Of Meg Myers.
She is a solo artist, but she has a band that plays with her, but they should get credit. I just don't know their names because I don't know names of any band members. But Meg Myers, she is amazing. She plays violin. I think it's a violin, but she plays violin and she has very aggressive lyrics, but it's like, I think, a heavier Alanis Morissette. And I really dug her music, so if you want to look up Meg Myers, please do so. All right, number 7, Victor.
Number 7, we have Otep Shamaya. From
the band
Otep. No way. That could not be.
I did not know her first name was Otep.
I knew. See, I knew. That's why I'm better than you.
You don't know names.
I'm better than you.
You don't know names because you don't know names because you don't know names. Would we get flagged for quoting a movie?
Probably.
Would we?
Yes.
Talladega Nights. Okay, fuck it.
I will do the next one as well because it's my favorite female vocalist of all time, so I don't care about the rules.
You can do the next 2.
Can do the next 2, fine. Actually, I enjoyed both of them quite a lot.
I don't know who the hell these two are. So
Anneke van Giersbergen. I think I did it right. Okay. She was the vocalist of The Gathering.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bands of all time. And now plays with my favorite
Gathering
artist.
of Juggalos? I'm just kidding. That's what the concert's called, The Gathering. Victor's down with the clown.
And now she plays with. She has a solo career now as Anneke, and also plays with one of my favorite artists of all time, Devin Townsend, on his last 2 albums.
Awesome.
Or 3 albums.
I like her name.
So she is absolutely amazing. Her voice is, I'm just saying, is
trancing.
Absolutely fantastic.
It's transcending.
Okay, the next one we have Sharon Den Adele from Within Temptation.
The band Within Temptation.
So again, amazing vocals. And as I told you, she's also done some work in the techno dance scene.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting. And but again, absolutely amazing vocals.
Awesome.
Okay,
All
you
right.
can do the last one.
Number 10. Last but not least, Janis Joplin with Janis Joplin with Janis Joplin. This woman made women in rock. She paved the way for a lot of women in rock, period. Because she did it when it wasn't cool. And I really dig that about her. She did not give a shit, for anybody or their opinions. And she just sang from her heart. It may not have been the best voice in the world, but she sang from her heart. So, with that being said, the top 10 there's many others like Blondie, Alanis Morissette we didn't name, Courtney Love, which I don't like her music,
There's
but blah, blah, blah.
hundreds more. There's hundreds more.
There's many, many more. So fuck the stigma of women in rock music because it shouldn't be there, and I don't think it's there now. So that being said, we are moving on to our next segment, which is news for the week. News for the week. We need to start making our own little thing, little news for the week with Victor and Tyson.
Oh,
what do you think?
God. You're going too tenacious D.
You don't like it?
Here.
No, Tenacious D would be more like, hold on, I'll show you Tenacious D. Tenacious D would be, don't you know it's the news? This is Victor and Tyson with.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so
Flag me for that.
for the first one, we have Kreator's Gods of Violence tops
Okay.
German charts.
Okay.
So apparently I was quite surprised. Kreator is, again, one of the bands. This is one of the bands I grew up with in metal. Is a German metal band, and they're absolutely amazing. And I love their vocalist / guitarist, but also their drummer, who has, in my opinion, one of the coolest names, Ventor.
Just Ventor?
Ventor.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
I like that name too.
His kick ass. He looks. I've played on stage with him.
Yeah.
And the first time I've seen him, I thought he was the drum tech.
Yeah.
Because he didn't look like he was a rocker.
Yeah.
He had like glasses on, and he was like very working around the drum set and whatever. So it was like the drum tech. Then later on, when I see them on stage, I'm like, damn!
Oh shit.
That guy can play.
Yeah. You thought he was a drum tech?
Yeah.
Wow. Does he know that?
He doesn't know who I am, man. He doesn't know who I am.
Maybe he would be humbled by that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
could be. Anyway, so I've seen them live quite a few times.
Awesome.
They're amazing. They're more amazing live than they're on the album. But anyway,
Hell to the yeah.
so Gods of Violence is the new album from the German thrash metal titans Kreator, and has entered the official chart in the band's home country at the position number 1.
Really?
So they've beat everything else in Germany. This is quite surprising.
So they beat like Rammstein and stuff.
Well, Rammstein didn't
Release an album.
If they released an album this
Probably
year,
would've been number 1.
yeah. Well, they beat on Halen and a whole bunch of other big artists in Germany, which is quite surprising.
Unheilig was Victor's
Choice for last time.
band discovery for last week's episode.
I think so.
Yeah. Unheilig.
Highly. Okay, so singer and guitarist and main songwriter is Mike Petroza.
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, we talked about Kreator in another.
Okay, yeah.
And we
that's
talked about Mike Petroza.
I got you.
He was saying that he's glad the 90s are over. Remember?
Yes.
That was one of them. Okay. So Mike Petroza said, "Wow, number 1 in Germany. What a great day in the history of Kreator. Words cannot describe how we feel about this.
Yeah.
So we just want to say thanks to all the fans who have made this possible. See you on the Gods of Violence tour." Yeah, I mean, I would have to say that if because you don't expect when you're like thrash metal and pretty violent thrash metal to become number 1 on the music charts.
No.
Beating like pop artists and everything.
That would be like Cannibal Corpse being number 1 in America.
Yeah.
Beating Bieber and Britney Spears and stuff. That would be like the same comparison.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they're a little bit surprised.
Probably.
And his...
Wait, see, I thought when you first started this, top German charts, meaning like the thrash metal German charts.
No.
No, it's like all of
Music.
it. Yeah, music, period.
Music.
Wow, that is a pretty big accomplishment, I would say.
That's what I'm saying. So, so apparently the Gods of Violence artwork was created by renowned artists I'll fuck this name up. Jan Meininghaus. Okay, I didn't fuck it up that bad. Okay, who also made the limited edition artwork for Kreator's last album, Phantom Antichrist, and he also worked with Bolt Throw, Accept, and Overkill in the past. The North American cover was made by Marcel Vasco, who also worked with bands like Slayer, Machine Head, Soulfly, and Hatebreed. So now, I also found another interesting thing, that they're touring right now and they're supported by some really big artists.
Who's that?
Who's opening for them, for example, in Europe, is Sepultura and Soilwork.
Really?
Yes. And in the US, the Obituary is opening for them.
What's the name?
Obituary,
Okay.
whatever.
Sorry.
Blah.
The differences of accent compared to American accent.
So I have to give props to this band. I mean, they're a fairly old band.
Yeah.
But they have stuck with it, and it seems that
They haven't given in or sold out.
And they're staying relevant. And now they're, when it's one thing. Usually bands, what they'll do is you have like one or two medium albums, then you blow up, and then by the fifth or sixth album, you're like irrelevant.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't know how many, but I think it's like 12 or 13 albums that they that they released, and now they're bigger than ever. So it's just that they've had a slow climb up the ladder for like decades.
Yeah.
So it's one of the bands that I respect quite a bit. They're incredibly hardworking, and I've seen them once in Bucharest. They came and actually they had a pretty shitty venue that they played at, which was surprising because it was absolutely packed.
Yeah.
And it was so shitty. I mean, they commented on it, but it didn't take at all from the show. I mean, the sound was horrible and everything.
Yeah.
He said, "You guys deserve better venues than this, but we're gonna do the very fucking best we can to rock your socks off."
What the venue thought about that?
I'm pretty sure they didn't like it.
No.
But it was deserved.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
That's crazy. All right.
So that was the first news story.
Moving on to the next story. I'm actually going to go a little bit off topic here. This is a story about Linkin Park. I like Linkin Park a lot. They have been one of my staples for a long time that I've liked rock music. I think I first heard them when I was probably around 12. Yeah, I was probably around 12 years old. What do you think about Linkin Park, Victor?
I'm so. I mean, I do like them. My wife likes them quite a bit.
Yeah,
and she was a fan when they released those albums.
Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory, and Meteora, the second one.
Yeah.
And she's been a fan since the beginning. I am so. I mean, I like them, but they're not one of my favorites.
Well, I mean, when it comes to vocalists, talent-wise, Chester Bennington has one of the best vocals in rock music.
I have to agree.
Okay. Linkin Park is trying to make an album with stellar songs. Just like...
Trying to?
Yeah, trying to. Just like any other band that you were talking about that can release 12 albums and every single one be good, Linkin Park is that band. That they just keep getting better. A lot of people think they fell off after they came out with After Minutes to Midnight. A lot of people said Linkin Park fell off and started writing, no, their music's all weird now. No, they just expanded their musical horizons. That's what I thought. Okay, Linkin Park has released a video update from the studio in which the members of the band discussed the lyrical themes covered on their upcoming 7th album. The yet-to-be-titled new Linkin Park effort does not yet have a release date, but it will follow up 2014's The Hunting Party. Linkin Park singer Chester Bennington said, "There are songs that don't specifically talk about situations. They talk about a frame of thinking. Like, this is shit that's going on inside my head, or this is something that I'm dealing with." To me, also, it tells a story, but it's also revealing as well in another way, and that feels honest to me. So, I mean, you think it's going to be weirder than their other stuff? What people called it? You think it's going to be more out there? Or do you think it's going to go back to their roots?
I don't know. I would assume they're going to go a little more to their roots. I actually expect the album to be quite good, I think. Sometimes when you see an artist saying, okay, this time we're gonna kill it,
yeah,
they usually come out with an amazing album or something like that. So I'm quite interested to find out what it is, but I would assume they're going a little more back to the roots.
Okay. And Chester Bennington, still talking to him, people ask me, you guys are in the studio, right? Yeah. Well, what's it like? I'm like, well, we're just focused on writing really great songs that mean something to people. He continued, we're trying to connect with people. We're trying to make a record that has fucking stellar songs that people want to listen to all the time. Linkin Park singer Mike Shinoda recently hinted that there might be some featured artist on the new CD, which is the only time Linkin Park did that before is with Reanimation, when they did the remixes with rap artists.
Yeah.
Which that's actually going to be pretty cool. Adding that the band also worked with other people during the writing process, but he added, it's still us. It's self-produced. It's all us, curated by us at the very least. It's a Linkin Park record. Shinoda also said that the biggest challenge of recording the new disc was that we approached the process differently. Linkin Park guitarist Brad Delson added, there's a certain amount of experimentation and failure, essentially trial and error that's baked into the process. We've made so many records and we clearly know how to make a record, and we definitely didn't take the easy way out this time. Delson continued, the songs are shaping up so well, we just want them to be as phenomenal as when we share them with you, as we imagine them in our heads.
Okay, so then they're maybe not going back to their roots.
Maybe not.
A lot of experimentation.
But in experimentation, I know that Chester Bennington has been, how would you say that, expanding his vocals in the last 10 years. I mean, to fronting the band Stone Temple Pilots, to the hunting party that they did, his vocals have just went through the roof. Like, from a vocalist starting out as a screamer, but then having the prettiest voice in the world, but still being able to scream his ass off, I give so much props to Chester Bennington. And then also having Mike Shinoda, which is a pretty talented rapper, when it comes down to it. And then the rest of the band being talented as well, from their DJ to Brad Delson, their guitarist, and to the other members of the band. So straight up 100% props to Linkin Park, and I'm super stoked for the album. So that was Linkin Park's news for the week. Victor?
All right. Well, we have one here about Rob Halford of Judas Priest. Again, with Judas Priest, we talked, I think, 2 episodes ago about Judas Priest. But anyway, so what Rob Halford is saying is that Judas Priest deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more with him. I mean, if they are not, I don't know what the hell you keep that thing for.
No, exactly. I mean, Judas Priest is a
staple. Huge.
They're a staple in just metal history. They're a fucking staple. Just like, Motley Crue or fucking Kiss or any of those guys. And aren't they in the Hall of Fame? Those two?
Yeah.
I mean, they're right along with them.
So he was asked in one of his interviews whether he's bothered by the fact that Judas Priest has yet to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He responded, well, I've always liked the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like the NFL or the NBA or baseball. It's recognition,
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful. It's wonderful when you get these kinds of opportunities. And I do agree. I mean, artists are there to communicate their music, to, of course, be famous, make money and all that stuff. But I think one of the things that really to the core brings you satisfaction is recognition.
Yes.
I mean, you may get the money, you may get the chicks, you may get the fame, but at the end of the day, recognition like something like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, I would be ecstatic to be able to be there, in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, to me, it's kind of like winning an Oscar, or when it's one of those things that gives you a sort of finality to a career. It's like, yes, I did it. So I think, yes, these are very important, and artists that deserve it for sure should be there. And I think they deserve it more than a lot of the bands that are currently in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, I do believe so as well.
Okay, so he continues, so I, for one, would welcome it. I think we deserve it. Laughs. But yeah, I'm thrilled that Deep Purple have got their acclamation as well. So this Deep Purple was introduced into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which again, they should. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Deep Purple is one of the original big ones.
Yeah.
And I see that because, I try to stay ahead of the news.
Yeah.
I see they're going out with Alice Cooper and the Edgar Winter Band later this year. That will be a thrill to go and check out. Okay, so Halford's latest comments echoed those made in June at the KBAD 94.5 FM radio station in South Dakota. He stated at that time, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is a controversial entity. It's not like the Baseball Hall of Fame or the other thing. It's not like, he just said it's like. And
it's not like the Baseball Hall of Fame or the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but in the previous interview he said it's like. Anyway. Those incredible institutions have very little kind of discourse going on in them. But because music, much like sports, is very passionate, because I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has been getting more diverse now, which I think it should. Because a musician is a musician is a musician, and again, if you've been able to make an indelible mark, okay, weird.
It's a weird word.
Okay,
I think what he was saying is it's likable to the NFL and baseball as the point of its exposure, but down here he's saying it's not like baseball or NFL Hall of Fame. Those incredible intuitions have very little kind of discourse going on them. So it's two different.
Yeah. So I think it's a great honor. And if when that day comes, I think that will be a real treat.
Yes.
So for sure. I mean,
let Halford in. Let Halford in.
Yes. Let's start a petition.
Yeah. We're going to sign a petition for you. Mr. Halford, to get you into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Judas Priest along with it. Just the whole band. Just you guys rock. I mean, I don't see why you guys aren't in there already. I mean, fuck. I mean, these guys need to get off their asses and let metal rockers in, Fuck, put Devil Driver in there, put Cold Chamber in there, put, Whitechapel in there, put all these big bands, Kreator in there, The bands that deserve it, that have been working their ass off for years with no stopping.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be about a certain genre of music. It should be anything. Death metal. Cannibal Corpse has been doing it for fucking years, and they're great at what they do.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my piece.
So, again, an interesting side note on here. So, he said, I don't know. Let's have a think. Who there is gay? Who in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is gay? Halford asked rhetorically. What? It's a good question. I consider myself a lowercase gay. Not screaming like my good friend, porn director and drag queen Chi LaRue. Okay, I love all my friends in the community, and if the moment came for being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it would be a tremendous moment, not just for the band and for our fans, but for the whole LGBT community. Well, no, that I agree with. Well, I mean, but again, I don't think there were enough of them in rock.
Yeah.
You had Freddie Mercury from Queen, and you had a few other ones, but so I mean, yeah, of course, this would be great for the LGBT community as well. I totally agree with that.
Huh. Yeah, I agree too. That's awesome.
Now, Glenn Tipton, the guitarist, seems to be slightly more indifferent towards the idea of being inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He was saying, I don't know if we will ever be invited into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or not. If we do, it will certainly be a privilege and it will be something we'll be proud of. If we don't, then it is not going to change our lives.
Yeah.
Our legacy is our music. We will leave our music for everybody, and I think that's a good enough thing. So, yeah, he is saying, I mean, and I agree with him as well. I mean, their legacy is their legacy, regardless of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's still going to be a monster of rock.
Yeah, I mean,
band.
what's the Hall of Fame really do for them? I mean, do they get money?
I'm not sure. But as I said, it's more of the recognition.
Probably
thing
get into
than just
restaurants
money.
for free. I would think, or keys to the city.
Keys to the city.
Like, I mean, yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is probably in every musician's mind. Like, it's just a staple point, you know? Well, that was Rob Halford there. Our next topic of the news week is Michael Anthony on possible return to Van Halen. Never say never.
To J.R. Ewing.
Yeah. All right, Michael Anthony says that he is open to reuniting with Van Halen to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the release of the band's classic debut album. Jeez Louise. Anthony singer Sammy Hagar, Alex, and Eddie Van Halen last teamed up in 2004 for a U.S. summer tour. In exchange for taking part in the tour, Anthony reportedly had to agree to take a pay cut and sign away his rights to the band name and logo. That's another topic for us to cover. What?
Okay.
Anthony reportedly had to take that's crazy. In 2007, the Van Halen brothers, Wolfgang Van Halen and singer David Lee Roth, announced that they would be hitting the road for a reunion tour. Anthony later told Music Radar that he found out about that tour like everybody else did in the press. Asked by Sayaka Shiomi at last month's NAMM show in Anaheim, California, if there is a chance he could rejoin Van Halen, Anthony responded, I'm always the guy that says never say never, but you know, right now I'm just having fun doing what I'm doing, and if it happens, it'll happen. I'm obviously open to it if something happens with it. Next year, I guess, is the 40th anniversary of our first album, so who knows? Okay, so first off, I didn't know that he had to take a pay cut to do 2004's reunion tour.
That's
and sign over the logo and band name.
That's shitty.
Why?
That's shitty. I don't know.
I don't want to say anything to piss anybody off on this point, but shitty. All right. In 2015, Anthony was at the receiving end of some scathing, hurtful comments from Eddie Van Halen, who slammed both Michael's bass playing and singing abilities. Every note Mike ever played, I had to show him how to play, Eddie told Billboard. Before we'd go on tour, he'd come over with a video camera and I'd have to show him how to play all the parts, Van Halen said, adding that Anthony's background vocals were like a piccolo trumpet.
Oh, dang.
Oh, that's a harsh one. What the hell is a piccolo trumpet?
A really small one.
I guess. All right. Former Van Halen singer Sammy Hagar quickly came to Anthony's defense, saying in a video message, for Eddie to say he had to show him what to play and then teach him all those songs, that's the biggest line of bullshit in my life. I was in that band for 11 years and there was never a video camera involved of Eddie showing Anthony what to play. Michael Anthony is a bad motherfucker. Fuck you, Eddie Van Halen, for saying that about Mikey. You're a liar. Oh shit, son. In February 2013...
This is getting quite interesting.
It is. In February 2013 interview with Rolling Stone magazine, Roth spoke about the touchy subject of Anthony potentially replacing Wolfgang Van Halen in Van Halen. He said, Ed has his own vision, I'm assuming. We haven't really been able to speak about it, and it's a disappointment. Just as not having a chance for a reunion on the original band, clearly vocals are every bit much as a component of success as a rhythm section or a guitar solo. what we have at our fingertips is arguably one of the greatest high tenor voices ever. That was in Michael Anthony. In our tiny little corner of the universe, that voice is indefinable as a high voice in Earth, Wind & Fire, as indefinable as a high voice in Beach Boys. Van Halen is an indelicate house blend of both. That's intentionally. Anthony has played primarily with Hagar in the 13 years since he has last performed with Van Halen in groups like Chickenfoot and The Circle. So, I mean, what do you think, Victor? I mean, this is a fucking shitstorm. Like, talk about band drama, but, I mean, every band has it, but...
Okay, so they're not getting back together.
I don't think so. Fuck you, fucker. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Fuck you, fucker, Van Halen. Like, Jesus. That is crazy.
I never
I didn't know
understood...
Chickenfoot was consisting of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I never understood why bands go down this road.
Of publicly shaming each other?
Yeah. I mean, it's...
I understand behind the scenes argument.
No,
but
behind the
publicly
scenes
shaming?
it's fine. Behind the scenes you can beat each other up, but you know, I don't know. It's
That's hurting
it's quite
people's
sad.
careers.
I know, and it's quite sad to see. And this happens to some really good bands as well. And I don't know. It's heartbreaking. I think people should realize, and this is one thing that kind of pisses me off with a lot of bands, is they'll make it big. And then one or two guys in the band will be like, "We did everything," and then that's it. But you have to realize, look, it's a group effort. Whoever you brought in the band and you kept in, whatever, that's it. That was the package. That was the package that sold. It wasn't just you as a vocalist. It wasn't just you as a guitarist. It wasn't just you as a songwriter.
Yeah.
You made it with that package. Now you may change that package and still have success, but you may change that package and not have success.
Yeah.
So I just think people should just be thankful for what they have.
Yeah.
And try to, live with that. I mean, it's, to me, this freaking cockfighting that happens in bands usually is sad.
There's actually a comment at the bottom of this post by Maria David Ingen saying, he can't even sing anymore. All he does is vaudeville dancing, talking all the time, and having fans do a lot of the vocals. Well, you know what, Maria David Ingen? You sing for 40 fucking years and see if you don't have some of your fans singing your vocals because you have fucking 20 million songs. So fuck yourself. Sorry, that's all I got to say. You agree?
No, Maria David Ingen is gonna sue your ass.
Good. Let her. Freedom of speech is what I got.
I didn't say that.
No.
Nobody put me in that suit.
Yeah. Victor said it too. He endorses everything.
Whatever.
All right.
So...
what do we have next?
So we have Metallica James Hetfield under strict doctor's orders not to sing.
Whoa.
Second Copenhagen show postponed.
I kind of want to know why, because they're on a rampart right now of singing, like of shows, like with their Hardwired to Self-Destruct album just releasing.
I mean, this is another band that's I think is having a pretty big comeback now.
No, not even. They've been on a comeback for the last 5 years, and it's awesome.
Yeah, but now more than ever, I think it's going to materialize. So, I mean, I still think they will never be at the level that they were during Metallica, the Black Album. Or,
well, yeah, I mean, the hype right then, but now, how legendary they are, like, they're higher than they've ever been. Like these guys never have to worry about anything for the rest of their life, their kids' life, their kids' life. Like
I know, dude, there's something else. There's a lot of bands that don't have to worry about that, including Van Halen, the ones we just talked about.
Their shows right now are packed more than they ever have been. So I would say, in my opinion, that's higher.
Okay. If you say.
I do say.
So, but Metallica has been forced to reschedule its February 5th concert in Copenhagen, Denmark. The show has been postponed until September 2. Damn, that's a pretty big postponement.
That is. Jeez Louise.
After the band's frontman, James Hetfield, was given the strict doctor's orders not to sing one single note. Jesus.
I want to know why.
That doesn't sound that...
No, it doesn't.
That promising.
Victor Reed, I want to know.
Okay, so... So Metallica was forced to play an abbreviated set Friday night.
Abbreviated, so a short set?
Yeah.
So did they get half their money back?
I do not know. So this was February 3rd, the first of 4 scheduled shows at the Royal Arena. This is one of the things that I freaking love. When you, and I want us to do that.
Yeah.
You're so big that you go to a big arena and you can't even do with one show play to everyone that wants to buy a ticket. So you stay there and you play show after show after show in the same freaking place until you get all the people in there. So look,
that's crazy.
This was during the schedule. It was the first of the 4 scheduled shows at the Royal Arena. So you just go there and you have 4 shows.
4 sold out shows that probably like 20,000 people each.
Yeah, and the same.
You know how much money that is?
Yes.
That's like $1 million a person each show.
Yeah, but look, they fucked it up on the first show. Jesus.
Damn them.
Come on, Hetfield. What the hell?
Just kidding. Don't get any hate emails.
No.
Just kidding.
Hetfield, you are freaking amazing.
Yes, you are. Okay, let's see.
The Royal Arena after Hetfield complained during the show about being ill, even asking the audience at one point whether they thought Metallica should continue with the performance. Okay.
He literally asked, "Hey, I think I'm sick. Do you guys think I should continue?" Once again, sorry.
More. Hey guys, I think I'm sick.
And he's like, "Ooh, yeah!"
Exactly. So we're very disappointed to have to share with you that unfortunately, as Saturday has progressed, James' health and specifically his throat is not improving. And he's under strict doctor's orders not to sing one single note. So sadly, we have to report that we'll be postponing tomorrow's show at the Royal Arena until September. What about the other shows? Because there were like 4.
Yeah, okay, so he abbreviated the set Friday night, the first show.
Yeah.
And postponing the next show. What about the 2 other shows after that?
It's going to be perfect for them.
It's going to be perfect. So I want to know... Okay, he said they're postponing it and coming back.
I've read another article a while ago with James Hetfield who said, I didn't read the article, I just read the title,
yeah.
Who said, my body cannot handle more than 50 shows a year. So that's like their limit, apparently, that they go for. Now, I'm not exactly sure now. I wish I would have read the whole article. Yeah, that's what
50,
he was saying.
There's 56 weeks in a year?
Yeah, so less than 1 a week.
Yeah, when a lot of bands tour every day.
Yeah.
But they're off for
when
months
you're
at a
big,
time.
you don't care.
They're off for months at a time, though, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, other bands. So they're touring just about the same as much as any other band.
Yeah, but also look at Rammstein. Rammstein plays very few shows.
Really?
Because they only play huge arenas. They don't play like clubs or whatever.
I want to be at that level so bad.
And so they can have years with like 4 or 5 shows.
Yeah.
The whole year. But they're all like freaking stadium size shows. Yeah. So you don't really need, I mean, you play one of those and you have money for 10 years.
Yeah.
So
it's very true.
You don't really need to be touring or anything. Mm-mm. So I'm kind of concerned now because I don't want Hetfield to quit music, man.
I don't either, but you know they're up there. They're up there. I mean, they're legends. They,
I know, but they have so many years left of good music in them.
I guess.
So a week here in Copenhagen is something we had circled on the calendar for a long time as a special event. Not only for our friends in Denmark, but also for us. And we were really looking forward to celebrating the new arena with you. Oh, apparently it's a new arena.
Really?
They were christening it.
Huh.
To those who were there yesterday, we appreciate you encouraging us to carry on, of course.
Carry on.
Guys, I'm sick. Should I go on? Yes, fuck you. Just sing.
That's
Finish
awesome.
the damn show.
Yep. That's what you tell me.
Exactly. Get up.
Get up, pussy.
Yeah, play the damn song. Okay. That means the world to us. We all felt really bummed that we were unable to give you the maximum Metallica experience. So this is what we should do as well. We should have a maximum Tyrant Sun experience.
That's right, because the night before was not maximum.
It's the minimum Tyrant Sun
Yeah,
experience.
you guys got the minimum. Sorry. My vocals were at 40%.
It was one of the most challenging shows we've ever played. Jesus. But your love and support got us through.
Oh,
Man.
I'm so sad that knowing that one song you play live, you probably get about $15,000. I'm so sad for you. Sorry, I'm being sarcastic, but... Come on, really?
Okay.
All right.
Now, they don't seem to get into what exactly is wrong.
No, they don't at all.
They don't at
Just
all.
health.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we have to keep paying attention.
He was feeling a fever.
Mm-hmm. I don't think if they postpone it to September, I don't think it's that that mild.
All right, that was our news stories for the week. Pretty interesting news stories, actually. So Van Halen has a lot of drama. Metallica has the flu.
Yeah.
What else was there?
I have a hangnail.
Kreator. Yeah. You have a hangnail. Kreator. What was up with them?
What was up with Kreator?
What was up with Kreator? They topped the German charts.
Yes. Poor guys.
Above Bieber.
Poor guys.
Poor guys there. And what was the one I did? Linkin Park.
Linkin Park.
Yes, Linkin Park.
I have the memory of a cockroach.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, that was our news for the week. And I've got to say that I fucking loved it. It was awesome. It was good stuff. Good rant. So, yeah, that was our news. And moving on.
All right, guys. On to our interview section now. Until now, we've only done artists, and we will continue to do mostly artists, of course, from now on. But I think on this one, we're going to change it up a bit and actually talk to someone who's bringing you shows, so one of the promoters. To this effect, we've talked to Mr. Jason Schuler from RIP Productions. RIP stands for Relentless in Pursuit. From Kansas City. Really interesting interview from a perspective different than an artist. I hope you enjoy it as well. Let's give it a listen.
Hey, how's it going? This is Tyson with the Rock Channel, and this is Victor. And we are doing our fourth interview of the night. This is actually with a guy who made it all happen. And what is your name, sir?
Jason Schuler.
Hell yeah. And you are with, I believe, RIP.
I am with RIP.
That production, RIP Productions.
Yeah,
correct?
Relentless in Pursuit Productions. There's three of us. There's Jeremy Bryant, JD Inc., and I'm the new guy. Just came on a couple months ago. I've been doing some things all summer, and then we kind of just joined forces. And
Hell yeah.
Sky is the limit from here.
Hell yeah, dude. Are you from Kansas City?
Yeah, born and raised.
Okay. Well, basically, our interview has to switch up a little bit because this is based on towards bands, but we want to get promoters in there. We want to get sound guys in there because not many people know what goes on behind the scenes, and I think it's a vital part because if it wasn't for you, these fuckers wouldn't be on stage here. So, our first question of the night is, what are your top 3 bands?
Local or national?
Any. Dead, alive, any bands. Like what, like...
Or musician.
Musician.
It all started for me. Disturbed was where it started.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And then, of course, Korn. And then lately, my boys in Hollow Point, they're out from St. Louis. They're the ones that kind of restarted my fire.
You talked about us coming and interviewing them coming up. So when is that coming up?
They'll be in town March 11th. It's the reschedule from the big birthday bash we had. Mother Nature was being a bitch, so we had to cancel that show. I'm real proud of that show. Real proud of these guys. I got Hollow Point coming from St. Louis, along with a band called Through the Scope.
Okay.
They're if you're a Slipknot fan, you're gonna like these guys. They're like Slipknot on crack, but the good kind of crack. And these guys are really
The good kind of crack.
This is their first show outside of St. Louis anywhere.
Okay.
But these guys they're phenomenal. The whole, I'm partial to St. Louis a little bit because I travel down there quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we're bringing a lot of their heavy hitters up here in the spring, and it's been a good year,
Dude,
for sure.
fuck yeah, dude.
Cool. So, a little more specific than bands. What are your favorite albums?
Albums, I gotta go with Appetite for Destruction, or the Use Your Illusion versions.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's a tough one, I know.
There's so many. I'm gonna go.
See, I start thinking in my head of newer stuff that I'm listening to now, but then you don't think about like what you grew up on. Like, what did you grow up on? Like, what was your favorite album?
AC/DC's Back in Black.
No, that's the second one of Night.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, who was that? The band that just played. Was it? No, the very first band, Sour Apple Surgery.
Yes.
Sour Apple.
The guitarist Back
These
in
guys are
Black.
from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, and then third, if you're going, we're going way back. I'm gonna say Journey. The Steve Perry old classic Journey stuff. I grew up some of the older stuff.
I gotta respect that. That's going back, man. I love that stuff. I love that. God, when they can put out vocals like that, man. You don't see vocals like that nowadays. The only person that's hitting close to those vocals nowadays, I would say, is the lead singer of Shinedown. He can hit those 80s vocals that not many groups can. Like, you got to scream in there, but what does that do? You know?
Right.
I scream, trust me, I do. Ask this motherfucker. But if you can throw out that voice that just transcends to the audience, you know?
Right.
It's very hard to do nowadays.
I think it's Pinnell's done a great job.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But Steve Perry makes Journey. So.
Are you talking about the new lead singer? The dude from, where is he from? Little guy from like a third world country.
Yeah,
like,
he's been with him for a few years. But
you know what I'm talking about? Nope. Okay, Journey, they just recently on YouTube searched for a new lead singer, and it's some tiny guy from a third world country.
Yeah, really.
And they saw him on YouTube, and he's doing these small little clubs, and it's like somewhere in South America or something, right? Some like
I want to say the Philippines or something. I could be wrong.
Yeah, like a poverty-stricken area.
He's done a good job. But
dude,
you got, it's not Van Halen without Van Halen. It's not. I'm going to get some slack over this. I wasn't alive to see Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
So Zach is Ozzy for me.
Yeah.
And Zach is probably the great. I believe to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest guitar player of my generation. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take some slack over that, but that's just my opinion. Doesn't make it right, but
just branching off. Who do you think? Who's your favorite drummer of all time?
Oh, I gotta go with Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl? Okay. Well, I respect it from Nirvana to what he is now, but he's not a drummer now. But still, coming from a drummer and then becoming one of the world's biggest bands, that's nuts, you know? Who would be your favorite drummer, being a drummer yourself, Victor?
Gavin Harrison from Porcupine Tree.
Porcupine Tree. Have you ever heard of Porcupine Tree?
No, I have not.
They're a British band. Sort of progressive metal or whatever, but that guy is by far blows Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater out of the water, blows a lot of people.
There's a lot of up and coming locals, and I got the kid that plays drums for Point. His name's Preston Seymour.
Yeah.
He's
wait till you see this motherfucker right here. I'm telling you.
I can't wait.
Dude, his rack is the fucking size of Danny Carey from fucking Tool, dude.
You guys are gonna be here
Dude, I'm telling you. His drum set will fill up that whole stage. I'm not even kidding you, dude.
That's nice.
And most people that do that, they don't usually use the drums that are up there.
Right.
Like, this motherfucker uses every single one. Wait till you hear his solo.
You talking about big drum kits. Have you seen Homeboy from Electro Possum?
Who?
Electro Possum, the Homeboy, the drummer from them.
They're playing here sometime, right?
Yeah, they're coming up. His bass drum is
Oh,
I mean, it's like,
No shit.
no shit. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
That's crazy, dude.
Stupid big.
Hell yeah.
that's amazing.
All right, moving on. We have to ask this one question, and we are on the fence tonight. Okay, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Not one.
4 people, 4 interviews, all Star Wars. Thank you, man.
That's not even
He's Star
close.
Trek. Okay, I like Star Trek, but I like the new movies. I don't like the old stuff.
I never
I don't like them new movies.
I like
old
them.
stuff.
never got into the Star Trek stuff.
My dad loved it, and he tried to press it on me, and I think that's why I strayed away. It's because he tried, your parents, they try to press something on you, you don't want it. So I love Star Wars, but I don't know. Star Trek, the new, I like the new Star Trek.
All
But
right.
I'm wanting to watch the old Star Trek now that I'm older.
It's funny that Star Trek has the cult following it has because it wasn't on TV very long at all.
Really? Well, there's
It's a short-lived series.
The original series was the Next Generation
Right,
with
right,
Patrick
right.
Stewart and whatever.
Right, that's true.
They had
I mean,
like
who-
7 seasons.
But who doesn't love
Yeah.
William Shatner, man? Come on.
Well, yeah.
That's true. But the Patrick Stewart, how long was that on for?
7 seasons.
And was it better than the original?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the original was a little too oldish even for me, so the golden era I would think is the Next Generation.
Fuck yeah.
Plus
dude.
the movies with the old guys, with William Shatner and
What was that one?
Nimoy,
The
yeah.
famous one, Nemesis.
well, them was there, but I'm talking about the Search for Spock and like.
I'm saying Nemesis because it was the better graphic movies. When they started moving into the better graphics.
Yeah, but see, Star Trek was never about effects and graphics.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
about the story. Star Wars was more about effects and
But
graphics.
when they threw in effects and graphics, that's when I started watching.
Yeah, and that's when I started losing
Which could have
interest.
been the reason for the old series, because the technology had come so far, maybe
Yeah.
being updated. And I know they're back on TV, so everybody watches them. I like that old stuff. I go back, like, I'm in the middle of watching All in the Family right now from back in the day.
All in the Family. I think my wife's watching that. She's watching that one Mama's Family. Mama. What's that old lady who's not old? Jennifer. Oh, she went outside. It's an old.
I like the old, like the Dukes
She's
of
watching
Hazzard, stuff like that.
Golden
Old
Girls.
stuff. Yeah, Betty White, man, she's awesome.
She is awesome.
I'm gonna put her on if I make it one famous one day, I'm gonna put her on my rider one way or another, just cause
Dude, she's fucking awesome.
Betty White, she's a legend.
Yeah. What are your future goals? Where do you want to get to in the next, year to 5
Whether
years?
it be in this industry, what you're doing
I'm
now,
still
or
digesting this last 8 to 9 months. It's been a blur.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've gotten some opportunities that people have worked years to get. I've been pretty lucky. Our goal at RIP is to just keep growing and hopefully maybe hit the national scene someday, book some of these national acts.
That'll be awesome.
And our goal is to change I think I can speak for Jeremy and JD. We want to change the way things are done. I mean, it's the scene has grown, has stopped, it fluctuates up
Yeah.
and down. We want to build that scene. We want to be a part of it. And we want to show people that you can put on shows and you can take care of the bands and everybody's happy and just kind of change the scene. Get the bands to be on the same page with one another instead of we don't like this band or we won't play with that band or all that, and unite this and build a scene and it's going to take all the promoters working together and all the bands working together and to put Kansas City on the map. We have some great local talent here and it's obvious when I travel quite a bit to St. Louis. The shows down there are great, but there's a clear disparity in the scene down there than it is here, and we want to build that here, but we want to do it the right way.
it's like you were saying earlier, trying to eliminate the pay to play.
Yeah, I'm not a pay-to-play fan. I know that my partners aren't either. I understand the concept and I get it, but and that works, and that's great, and that's the way the standard's been, and I'm okay with that. But that doesn't mean that I can't change it, or maybe I have a better idea. And it doesn't mean that we're right. But when our bands leave our stage, we want them happy. We do not, and if there's something wrong, case in point, we had a national tour come through here that we didn't book. It was an outside booking agent. Some things got messed up, and the band wasn't going to play. I knocked on the RV door and I was like, what's it going to take to unfuck this? It took me 5 minutes. We unfucked it, they played, and now they're reaching out and wanting to come back. So that's just what we're going to do. Total support means total support. Yeah. Whether it's from the show, if you get a 5 tire on the way home, I'm going to come help you.
Can you say what band that was?
Messer. And Atticane out of Texas.
Hell yeah, dude. I've heard of that band. Fuck yeah, dude.
So,
that's a very cool way to look at things.
Well, and people are going to be like, oh, well, they haven't. It wasn't ego at all. Things were supposed to be done and that weren't, and I understand that. And
these guys are putting their heart and souls into their music and stuff. They shouldn't have to fuck with stupid shit like that on the road.
When you have a booking agent and a tour manager that's supposed to handle these flyers and books these, they need to handle it. And that's one of the other things that we're different at RIP. You'll see myself.
Yeah.
If I don't have a show, I'm at other shows.
Yep.
Like JD and Jeremy will run shows here, and if they don't need me, I'm at other shows supporting these bands, no matter where they go. Doesn't matter what venue, doesn't matter who booked it. I'm out there supporting these bands. Jeremy is the same, JD's the same. I mean, obviously, Jeremy has a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Can't get out there as much as he would like to, but I know that his heart's in the right place, and he would be there right with me if it was possible. But somebody's got to be the circus master and this thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, it's not just, you don't just show up to a show and music comes out of those speakers.
Yeah.
And it's stressful at times, and Jeremy's brain never stops. He's constantly working. He's one of the hardest working guys I know out there. JD as well. Myself. It's coming off the heels of the big New Year's Eve show with the Mojo Moji guys, the Collective Soul guys. That was a real stressful time, and of course, Mother Nature messing with some shows. It was stressful, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into putting on these shows that you don't see, and there's always drama or something or this or that, and But the bottom line is, we're going to come and we're going to put on a show. We're going to put the best bands on the stage, and we're going to put the bands that want to work for it, put them on that stage. There's not a band in town we won't put on stage. There's not a band in town we won't work with, regardless, because we all have our personal feelings towards this band or that. Doesn't matter. We're going to be professional, and we're going to put on a show.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So I have to ask this: which would be your dream artist to book that you'd like to have at least once?
Band? What would I band-wise?
Yeah.
No, guys.
What would be your dream lineup show? That's what I'd say.
Okay.
With the headliner being your favorite.
We really
Fair enough.
want you to come to the bar right now.
That's a toughie.
Man, I'm kind of a weird because I like a variety. So
Yeah. Make it a variety, dude.
Fuck it. I'm gonna say the one band if I could book would be Queen with Freddie Mercury. One of them. They had to be on that bill.
Freddie Mercury, Queen. Okay. Okay, I love that. That's fucking amazing. Okay, mix that with modern.
I hope you enjoyed your
Disturbed's got to be on there.
Okay. I think Disturbed would love that.
Rob
Actually.
Zombie's got to be on there. I'm a big fan of
I think
Rob.
that would be an amazing concert. Queen, Rob Zombie, and Disturbed. Who's the local opener act? Not local, but can be local, but who's opening up for them?
Hollow Point, no doubt.
Okay. Hollow Point, Queen, Disturbed, and Rob Zombie. Let's see if we can make that happen.
But I'm
Except-
selfish because I'd throw a couple more locals on there, but that's just me.
There you go. Tyrant Sun.
Tyson, yes. Has to be on that.
But the Queen, we have to compromise and do a tribute band. But we can make this happen still.
Well, Adam Lambert he's done a real good job filling it. I mean, nobody's going to take a place.
Wait, Adam Lambert did fill in for Queen?
Yeah. He did a couple of tours with him, and he actually, it works.
No shit. I did not know that. That's fucking nuts. All right, we have our last question of the night. As you can see, the bar is closing down. Who sang that? Semisonic? Closing time.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
What is your crazy one-time story? You could be at a show as a fan. You could be a promoter. You could be on stage. What is the craziest fucking one-time story you have ever had? And it can be the dirtiest, vulgarest.
I got one.
All right, man.
I got one. I can't broadcast, but I've got one I can.
All right. I'm going to get the other one from you next
This
interview.
metal journey started for me. I got a younger brother. We're 5 years apart.
Okay.
And he's in his senior year of high school. Now, I don't know enough to drink yet.
Okay.
But big brother is. Second concert he ever went to is Ozfest. And you got to think, this is Sandstone back in the day.
Yeah.
There's probably 10, 12,000 people drinking in the parking lot, right? Well, my brother's been drinking on the way out there.
Yeah.
My mom's gonna kill me.
And he's in high school.
He's in high school.
Yeah.
But he's a senior year. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Or I just graduated, maybe. I don't know the whole, but I know it was right around that time period. 12,000 people in the parking lot drinking. My brother wasn't even drinking at this time, but I stopped to tie my shoe and handed my brother my beer. And out of the 10,000 people in the parking lot, he's the one that got the ticket. They wrote him a minor in possession ticket.
Really?
And he wasn't even drinking at that point. He was done drinking, but the cop's like, I know you're drunk. So we're just getting. Like,
You had the beer in your hand.
and I'm like, I'm about to tell the cop, hey, he's like, do not tell me you handed in this beer, because if you do, you're getting a ticket. Like,
What?
Oh, no, that's all him, man. And then I'm like, are you taking him to jail? You're writing him a ticket. And my brother goes, what do you mean? I said, well, he's taking you to jail. I'll pick you up after the show.
Oh.
I wasn't missing Ozfest, because this was the Ozfest that I believe that was the year that Dave Williams and Johnny Poole passed away. So
Oh my gosh, that is so fucking ironic.
So this was a big deal for us to be there, because
Yeah.
I know the Johnny Poole guys, and
Dave Williams.
Yeah.
I was. That's the year he passed away. The year before, like when they were on the peak of their career, you know, they were on the Jägermeister tour, and they came here to Kansas City.
They played with Halen and Farm and Disturbed at
No.
Memorial Hall.
No, this was, I think, the year before, when they played with Cold Chamber and fucking El Nino at Beaumont Club. Back when Beaumont Club was a Beaumont
They
Club.
played, the one I'm talking about is Twisted Christmas.
I was 12 or 13 years old, man. That was my first show I ever went to.
Beaumont is I saw Mudvayne at Beaumont, which is just stupid.
Dude, that place is a fucking riot, dude.
Yeah, it was. I can't.
Back in the day, dude, it was fucking nuts.
Yeah, it was definitely a place to.
Dude, it was the
see a
first
show.
place I ever saw where the whole fucking place was a mosh pit. I'm talking about, like, behind the fucking soundboard mosh pit. Just fucking everybody going crazy, dude. Okay, we gotta wrap this up here, so.
All right, thank you. That was really interesting
No,
interview.
thank you.
No,
Thank you
that
for what
was-
you guys
that
are
was a good
doing.
interview.
That was quite fascinating.
You know, if you're a band out there, you're looking for a show, hit RIP up. We'll make it happen.
Oh yeah.
Cool, man.
If we can't,
Thanks so much.
we'll find someone who can, or we'll make it happen.
Absolutely, dude. Hell yeah. And this is Tyson and Victor with the Rock Channel. Fuck you guys and good night. All right, this is gonna be our band discoveries for the week. My band starting out is Oceans of Slumber. Ooh. Do the ocean sound.
Just tell me about that.
Oceans has been around for about 4 years, and we've all been friends for the past 10 years. Beverly informs. I'm assuming Beverly is the lead
Beverly.
singer. I was in between projects after Insect Warfare.
See, another female-led band.
Exactly.
See how equal opportunity we are?
And she is of the black descent as well.
So we're also non-racist.
Non-racist,
There
yes.
you go.
Oceans of Slumber. And she's pretty.
We ticked so many boxes with just one thing.
I know. Okay, she said she was in between projects after Insect Warfare and another death metal band had disbanded. And I was also sharing a room with a couple of guys. We had agreed to get together and try to write some darker hard rock songs and change things up a bit. Before our first rehearsal together, Sean, guitarist / vocalist, and I had a conversation about just doing whatever the hell came naturally. So that kind of went out the window. Everyone in the band has a fairly high degree of musical ability or education, and we decided to use that to our advantage and just go for it. And go for it they did. Oceans of Slumber quickly rose from obscurity to local heroes after forming in 2011. Kind of sounds like Tyron's son.
What, are you a local hero or something?
We're rising from obscurity to local heroes.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. They formed in 2011. In the span of 2 years, the group wrote and recorded their self-released debut album, Ethereal. Praised for their diversity, celebrated for their instrumental chops, and admired for their ability to outprog any band in a 1,000-mile radius.
Where are
I don't
they from?
understand that statement.
Where are they from? I want to test that 1,000-mile radius.
But I don't understand the statement. To outprog?
Out progressive rocking. I mean, the chops. Going back to the chops. Apparently, they're good instrumentists.
We're supposed to be talking good about this band. Okay,
You are.
I am.
This
yeah.
is your band.
Yes, I actually discovered them today. Actually, today.
Damn, this is fresh off the presses.
Fresh off the press. What's that? That little kid with the newspaper? Heary, read all about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, fresh off the press. Oceans of Slumber. That was good.
You're done.
Okay. Oceans of Slumber's best new band status in Houston. In Texas. Oh, they're from Houston, Texas. Not too far from here. And across the world is well deserved, but something was missing. They had the spark, but needed the fire. Oceans of Slumber found their fire in Gilbert, a singer whose vocals are unbelievable mix of power and grace.
Oh, such the grace.
Well, okay, Oceans of Slumber, we looked about 3 videos of theirs, and their actual music videos didn't have any like screaming or heavy vocals in it and stuff, and it just had pretty vocals.
I was very surprised they're considered death metal.
Yes.
I was like, what the hell? This is not death metal.
But then we saw a live performance of it kind of was death metal.
They actually had black metal parts.
Yeah.
Which was quite interesting.
So they switch it up a little bit. So Oceans of Slumber, check it out.
Not Oceans of Fun. That's a park.
Yeah, that's a park here in Kansas City. Oceans of Slumber. Check it out.
All right. Enough from you. Now my band.
Shut up, you stink.
Is more interesting because it's not from America.
Oh yeah, every single week.
It's not even from Western Europe.
Oh yeah. Damn.
It's right from actually a neighbor of Romania.
What does the name say? Scrotum?
Votum.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God! I'll tell them and they'll fly all the way over here to kick your ass.
Just kidding. They're actually a good band.
They're from Warsaw, Poland. And I actually think that their latest album is one of the best albums in 2016. So it's on my list of the 10. Guys, if you watch out on YouTube, we also have mine and Tyson's top 10 albums of 2016.
Dun, dun, dun.
So check that out to see our preferences. So going back to Votum, so they're from Poland. That's right north of Romania.
It is.
They're formed in 2002, but their first release was 2008. So they waited a bit to perfect their craft.
I would say so.
So they have 4 albums out. They're sort of a heavy ambient progressive metal. By the way, as a quick aside, Votum in Latin, which you're not cultured enough to know, means a vow made to the gods.
I'm actually learning Romanian right now from an app on my phone so I can better speak with my colleague, Victor Stoica here. Guess what? Bună ziua.
Bună ziua.
Bună ziua.
Oh my God.
Bună ziua. I'm learning.
Okay, so what they're saying about their music is Votum combines dark and vibrant atmosphere with the metal genre, bringing both force and ambiance to play.
Ambiance.
We are no stranger to musical diversity with subtle cinematic frailty and modern electronica. Dealing in powerful guitars and acoustic ballads, we create a very specific blend of fresh and unusual approach to progressive rock and metal.
Metal!
So their last album, as I said, is freaking amazing, and it's called Tonic.
Tonic.
That's with a K, K-T-O-N-I-K. Is one of my top 10 albums of 2016. So this is Votum, that's V-O-T-U-M.
V-O-T-U-M, Votum. Okay, and we actually did a little ass backwards today, which doesn't matter because this is our show. Ha ha ha.
Going crazy.
We're going crazy. Okay, we are on to Crazy One Time Stories. This is a segment entitled Crazy One Time Stories. It is where you email us at www.therockchannel.net and tell us your crazy one-time story about the music industry. Whether it be a concert, performing at a show, you heard it from a friend, so on and so forth. We want to know all the crazy details. And until we get more emails stacked up, we are going to use this time to promote the show. And actually, I think Victor has a crazy one-time story, so
yeah.
Go.
All right, so this is a story from way back in the fog of time.
Fog of time.
1995. So you weren't even born then.
Wasn't born.
So in 1995, with my first band ever.
By the way, I was born in 87, so
Yes.
fuck off.
So you were still getting milk from mommy.
No, 87.
Oh my god, he doesn't know
8
math.
years old, thank
Oh
you.
my god. Anyway, so when you were 8 years old, I was on a big open air festival
Awesome.
playing the drums. Damn, I should be a rock god.
Should be, but
Okay. So that was the first open air show
Okay.
me and my band played. We're very green musicians at that time. I wasn't as awesome as I am today.
Gotcha.
And I also didn't have gear like I do today. So we were scared shitless. We were running around trying to borrow stuff from other bands.
Yeah.
One of the things that I needed was a double bass drum pedal
Okay.
because I was poor as hell at that time. I didn't have money for one of those.
And these other bands you were asking are like, fuck you, dude.
Oh, there was a lot of that, man. I mean, I think we asked at least 10 bands by the time one said yes.
Really?
The other ones were all like, go fuck yourself.
Just my equipment.
Yeah. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Who are like, we're new band.
Come prepared, dude. Come prepared.
Exactly. Which is something that I've tried to rectify later on in life. When I started having gear, usually if someone asks me for it, I usually give them.
Yeah.
Because I want to not... I don't want someone else to go through my experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I borrowed the double bass drum pedal, and the guy had an issue with the guitar and whatever. So we go on stage
Yeah.
and we start playing. The first issue is it was a big open air show.
Yeah.
So we have the stage here, then we have all the people, and then behind the people is a huge motherfucking wall. I've never seen something so tall in my life. Now the problem is you have that freaking wall right in, towards the stage. Mm-hmm. It's far away, but it's still a freaking giant ass wall in front of you. So I'm hitting the snare, I'm going ta, then the wall comes back, pa, because you get the echo back, and it's almost as loud as when you play it. You don't.
So there's two songs being played technically?
Yes, when they're dephased by like a couple of seconds. You can't even understand how fucking confusing that was.
Wow.
Because you're hearing yourself back in time, like...
and then hearing yourself through the monitor.
Yeah,
and
so we're like, dum, 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 dum. So
you're like, yeah.
Exactly. So try to play music that way when you hear the echo just as clearly as your first thing.
Did these venue promoters, did they realize that was going to happen?
I don't know. I don't think they cared, dude. It was like 1995 in Romania. The communist regime just fell.
Woodstock days.
Yeah, they were like... it was grungy then, man.
I bet.
So, anyway. So, we're having issues with that already.
Yeah.
Now, my bass drum, my bass pedals are so freaking tight that I can barely push them down. And we're a black metal band.
Yeah,
so I'm supposed to go like...
Yeah.
And that guy, I mean, I'm even to do one hit, I'm like having to freaking like lean into it.
How the hell did you do it?
I played most of it like half time on the legs. And my entire my legs and my ass was hurting like hell. I was getting cramps and all sorts of stuff. Then halfway through the show, the guitarist's guitar fails. The lead guitarist's guitar. So we have to play with only rhythm guitar. And then
wow.
I don't know what the hell the sound engineer did, but one of the vocalists screams.
Yeah.
He just must have, I think, it's the only explanation. Either he's an asshole and he didn't on purpose, or he was talking with someone and just like knocked it with his elbow or something.
Yeah.
But the volume went from like a regular thing to absolutely ear-bursting
loud
volume. So I immediately, when the vocalist screamed, we all fell down. Like literally, I dropped my sticks. And I was in the fiddle position on the ground holding my ears.
Oh, it was that bad?
Dude,
that
I can't tell you. That was the most horrible show we've ever had. So, of course.
What about the people in the crowd? Did they all fall down?
No, but it was
so loud?
It was in the monitors.
Oh.
So it wasn't that loud outside. The outside was the exact same.
Wow.
But everyone started freaking laughing.
Because you guys were...
Because we were like, oh my shit, this is horrible. Anyway, so it was absolutely horrible, dude.
Did you guys finish the set?
Yes, we did finish the set.
Did they like you guys?
No, nobody liked us. And we get off the stage.
Yeah.
And imagine this is the first open air show. Which was supposed to be like, damn, we did it.
Yeah, we're awesome.
And we're just like, oh, we shouldn't be here. So we were trying to avoid all the other musicians.
Yeah.
I went and like gave back the bass pedal and like, okay, thanks. And like walked away immediately.
Wow.
And me and my cousin, none of us drank.
Yeah.
We bought a 1 liter bottle of vodka and we both were just passing it to each other.
That's the one time you told me you drank.
Yeah, the one time I drank. And I didn't even get a buzz. I was so freaking depressed. Wow. I didn't even get a buzz, man. We were like just sitting there just like completely. I mean, it was the one time that I've ever had the feeling of I want to quit music.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Only time I've had that.
What made you keep going?
It's just young stupidity.
Something to do?
Yeah. I was too young, dumb, and full of cum to stop.
I hear you. Weren't we all?
So
that was definitely a crazy one-time story, Victor. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully just the one time.
Yeah,
I don't want that shit.
Hopefully we don't get booed or sound guy doesn't do that to us.
Yes.
All right. Moving on, and we are going to promote the show because we are still awaiting emails for the crazy one-time stories. So make sure you
get your act together, people.
Yes, get it together. All right. So we're a fairly new podcast. So if you're just now tuning in, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Overcast, Stitcher, and many other of your favorite podcast outlets. A lot of them pull from iTunes. Just look us up and subscribe free of charge. Make sure that when you subscribe to our podcast, whether it be iTunes or your Android device, which would be a Samsung, that you give us a good rating and a review so we will move up in the ranks. We truly appreciate it. You can also follow us on Twitter at rockchannel_net or like us on Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube and subscribe there. All of these links will be in the show notes. So come on, everyone. Let's make this show go through the fucking roof.
Yes.
And basically that brings us to the end of the show. And
Oh, come on.
yeah, I know we had such a fun episode this time around. Make sure to tune in next week for our episode and our weekly topic and our weekly news discussions. That was an amazing episode. I mean, I liked the everything. You know, everything from the interview to the band discoveries to the news. And I just want to say before we get off here, Tyrant Sun is going to be playing this Sunday. So come out and check us out at Aftershock.
With Lordy. We're opening up for Lordy.
The European version of Guar.
Yes.
And also after that, we are going to be playing March 17th at the Voodoo Lounge at Harrah's Casino. So Tyrant Sun rocking up the stage. Come bring all your girl and guy friends and let's have a blast.
Equal opportunity again. Everything is equal.
Girls, you can dress as slutty as you want.
Or as
I won't say a thing
as you want.
Yes, awful or slut as you want. It doesn't matter. Just bring everybody. It's all ages concert, so let's just go have a good time. Yeah. Until our next adventure in this crazy world we call rock and roll. Rock on, everyone.
The Rock Channel signing out.